Hello everyone, Kasayo Farm here. Today's video I'm going to share with you some materials in which if you want to make your homemade incubator, you should consider getting. These are the necessary materials needed. Yes, these materials are very necessary when it comes to making incubators. First of all, remember to add this video to your favorite in case you want to go back and then see the materials needed for making an incubator. Right, so in making an incubator, first of all, what's an incubator? It's an artificially made vacuum to be able to house fertile eggs, which meets all the requirements for that fertile egg to be able to hatch into a chick. So when you are making an incubator, especially the wooden one, depending on the capacity you want, this capacity I'm going to be giving is a 528 fully automatic or fully automated incubator. So number one, what you need, first thing you need ever is your vacuum or your box, wherever you're going to put the other components like the egg turner, humidifier, egg seaters, wherever you're going to put them. You're supposed to house them in a box whereby the heat in which you are going to be producing won't just escape outside, and then it won't worry your egg incubation. With a box or with a vacuum, what I normally use is a thick plywood. The plywood, they have different types, but we use the thick one. So you get a thick plywood, which that's what you're going to use to construct the box in which the egg seaters and everything is going to be inside. So the thick plywood, that's your number one material you need. Number two, what you need is an insulation material, something that traps heat inside the box. So normally what I use is the insulation foil. The insulation foil, which is really thick and very difficult for heat, which is trapped in a certain place to come out. There are several types of insulation. And what you need is a heating element. Heating element is what is going to produce the heat inside the incubator. It's a heating element. There are tons of heating elements. At first we used to use charcoal. Some use charcoal, yeah. Some also use kerosene. Some use these onion bulbs. Some use heating tubes. Some also use a whole lot of plates of heating elements which produce the heat. The only thing is that the thing should produce heat in which you can be able to regulate. So when you're using an electrical incubator, you need a heating element in which it can be regulated, in which it can be turned on and off. Alright, so I would recommend you use the heating tube or the heating rod. That's what you use for your heating element. Another thing you will need in your incubator is your humidifier. Humidifier is what produces the humidity, the amount of moisture in the atmosphere inside that incubator. So there are tons of humidifier. There's a mist maker. Another most important thing you need in your incubator is fans. I have two types of fan I use inside my incubator. There's one fan which I call a circulating fan. It's not circulating, but that's what distributes the air inside the incubator, distribute the hot air or the warm air inside the incubator. And another fan called the exhaust fan, in which that when the temperature exceeds the set or required temperature for the eggs, it takes out the excess heat. So the thermostat turns on the exhaust fan, and the exhaust fan brings out the excess heat from the incubator. So another thing you'll be needing is an egg turner, or if you are going to use the egg turner I use personally, then you have to have a motor in which is going to be connected to the thermostat, and when it gets to a time, let's say an hour, it turns to 45 degrees. There are limit switches. In with the limit switches, anytime the egg turner reaches or touches the limit switch, it just stacks there. So it stacks that 45 degrees like this. It just stacks over there like this, 45 degrees. When another hour comes, it turns, and when it gets to the limit switch and it touches the limit switch, it stays there. So another hour. So that's the you need a motor to be able to turn And then you need to construct the egg seaters where the eggs are going to sit. You know, there are the egg trays, and then there's where you put the egg trays. So you need to construct that one. That one is in my YouTube video. You check. After this, you need glass. Yeah, probably you need glass to be able to view inside the incubator. You need a glass in which you're going to take out a portion of the wood, being at the front. Normally it's the front that is very good. You take a portion out, and then you're going to fix your glass there, and you have to fix the glass in such a way air must not come out. So what an incubator does is that it traps air inside, and then there's a fan which circulate the air around, the hot air around inside the incubator. So you need that incubator to be fully, locked. Maybe you have vent holes, and most of the time the vent holes are the exhaust fan. That's what the exhaust fan is going to do. It's going to bring out the excess heat, you see. So these are the materials you need for making your incubator. Wires, yeah, you need wires to make a little bit of wiring. And again, the wiring, I have a video in my YouTube channel showing how I gradually wired and how I place in the wires into the thermostat to various parts. Again, there's something we say incubator lies, the artificial incubators. So what you are supposed to do, that you have another thermostat like this. This is a thermostat, this is the sensor, and this is the reading. The battery is off. So you also add this into the incubator to be able to check your temperature accurately. Maybe the incubator, the temperature is given is not right. To be able to know that this temperature is not given, this temperature the incubator or the thermostat is given is not right, so I'm going to regulate it. So you need some extra few humidity sensors and some few temperature controllers. So maybe 2 or 3 of them inside to be able to make sure your temperature is really on the right track. All right. Whether you are going to do an automatic incubator or a manual incubator, the basic materials you need is your vacuum, your heating elements, your humidifier. For a manual, you don't need an egg turner. You're going to use your hands to be turning the eggs regularly. That'll be like 3 times every day. That's for someone who has time. All right. So with a manual incubator, you don't need the motor. You need aluminum foil. You need the egg, the heating elements. You need the humidifier. You need the box. You need the temperature controller, the temperature and humidity controller, and there are different types. So like I said, you can check in other websites to be able to purchase this material. So these are the number of the materials or items required to make an incubator. If you find this video helpful, please share to your friends, and then also give us a thumb up. See you in the next video. Bye bye.